Hi everyone, welcome to NetGate Chemistry. So today in coordination chemistry we are going to discuss about the coordination complexes having coordination number 4. So whenever we talk about the complexes having coordination number 4, then the geometry or shape which comes in our mind first is the tetrahedral, right? So first we are going to discuss about the tetrahedral geometry or shape. So in complexes having tetrahedral geometry, central metal ion is present here and 4 ligands will be attached like this, right? And all of them will be having an angle of approximately 109 degree 28 minutes from each other, right? So if you look at the geometry, then you will see that these are sterically stabilized, right? These are sterically stabilized, that we have discussed thoroughly in chemical bonding, right? And the hybridizations which you can find in these tetrahedral geometries, the hybridizations will be sp3, st3, d3s, or sometimes pd, right? So these are the kind of hybridizations which you will see in tetrahedral geometries, right? So their property is that they are sterically very much stabilized, right? And the second geometry which comes in our mind is the square planar. In square planar geometry, central metal will be here and 4 ligands will be attached to central metal like this, and all of them will be in the same plane. These 5 are in the same plane, right? So they are not sterically stabilized because ligands are much closer to each other, right? So these are not sterically stabilized, but these are electronically stabilized, right? And the hybridizations which you can find are sp2d and dsp2, okay? And one thing more which we have seen in chemical bonding, that the orbitals, the d orbitals which are going to participate here, the d orbitals, they will be dx square minus y square, right? Because these are in the same plane. In this plane, dx square minus y square orbital will be present, which will be undergoing effective overlapping during hybridization, okay? So square planar geometries are going to have higher CFSE values that we are going to discuss later on. So these are electronically stabilized, and tetrahedral geometries are sterically stabilized one, okay? So now to understand these geometries better, first we are going to solve some of the complexes. We are going to see some of the complexes. So first complex which we are going to discuss is NiCl4 2 negative, okay? This is the first complex which we are going to discuss. In NiCl4 2 negative, nickel is in +2 oxidation state, right? So for Ni +2, okay, this is D8, right? Ni +2 will be having orbitals like this, right? It will be 3d8, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 like this, right? So now we have to what we have to do is we have to do the hybridizations. We have to see how hybridization is going to take place. So here we have to see that which type of ligand is attached. Right now I'm telling you that this is a weak field ligand, but we are going to discuss which ligands are strong field or weak field after we are done with the crystal field theory and we are on to ligand field theory. But for now, just I'm just telling you that this Cl is a weak field ligand here, so it is not going to cause any kind of pairing here, DD pairing, okay? So what will happen? This cannot undergo pairing. This electron cannot undergo pairing, okay? So 4 Cl negative ligands have to attached. So what will happen? These 4 will undergo hybridization, okay? And the hybridization will be sp3 hybridization, okay? So here 4 Cl ligands will be attached, okay, after the hybridization. So what will happen here? Here no DD pairing has happened, okay. No DD pairing has happened because the ligand attached was weak field ligand. How we know that? We are going to understand that after we are onto the ligand field theory, okay, after we are done with the crystal field theory, okay. This is the first case, okay. After hybridization, here 4Cl will be attached, okay. Now for the second case, we are going to discuss NiCN4 2 negative. Here also nickel is in +2 oxidation state having D8 electronic configuration, right? So here for Ni2 positive, again configuration will be like this as that of the above case, right? But first like this, then after that what will happen? Here Cn, this Cn ligand is a strong field ligand, so what it will do, it will cause DD pairing, okay. Here DD pairing happens. Why? Because the ligand attached is a strong field ligand. So what happens afterwards? This type of pairing happens, okay, and the hybridization takes place like this. DsP2 hybridization happens here, okay. Why this has happened? Because of DD pairing. Why DD pairing happened? Because the ligand attached was a strong field ligand. This again I am telling you that you will understand after crystal field theory, okay. So here the hybridization is DsP2, so NiCN4 2 negative, what is going to have? It is going to have square planar geometry, right? So it will be having square planar geometry, right? So from these two cases I am going to derive some of the conclusions, okay. So that conclusions we are going to discuss now, right? So now consider this is n-1 d subshell, okay. This is ns, this is np, and this is nd, okay. This is n-1 d, this is ns, np, and d, okay. So now what happens? See, if we have a d0 configuration, then that means there are no electrons in these orbitals, right? For that we will be having d3 s hybridizations, right? We can have d3 s hybridization because all the orbitals are 3d and 1s orbitals are available. Similarly for d1 also, right? If we have one electron here, then also we'll be having d3s, right? Because 3d orbitals and 1s is again available. Similarly for d2 also, d3s hybridization will be possible. But after the d3 what happens? See, if we have d0, then also d3s is possible. If we have d1 configuration, then again d3s is possible. If we have d2, then again d3s is possible. So for d0, d1 and d2, d3s hybridization is possible, giving you tetrahedral geometry, right? Now for d3, now d3s hybridization is not possible, so sp3 hybridization is possible for d3 system. Similarly for d4 also, for d5 also, for d6 also, and for d7 also, up to d7, right? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, right? Up to d7 sp3 hybridization is possible, right? So again here tetrahedral geometry is possible, and here the hybridization will be sp3 because in these cases 3 d orbitals, 3 empty d orbitals will not be available. So in these also what happens? Both of them are having tetrahedral. From d0 up till d7 all are having tetrahedral geometry, but the hybridizations are different from d0 to d2 and from d3 to d7. d7 because of the availability or the unavailability of empty d orbitals. So for d0, d1 and d2, d3s hybridization is possible, giving you tetrahedral geometry. And from d3 up to d7, three empty d orbitals are not available, so sp3 hybridization is possible, giving you tetrahedral geometry. So main conclusion is from d0 to d7 you will be having tetrahedral geometries. Okay, you do not require to see the type of ligand, whether the ligand is strong field or weak field. You just need to understand from d0 to d7 it is going to have tetrahedral geometry. Okay, now from d7 onwards what will happen? See, in d7 there is an exception. All are tetrahedral here except for one, CO, CN, 4, 2 negative. This is square planar. Okay, this is the only exception. Otherwise all the other are going to be tetrahedral. Okay, and hybridizations that now I hope you have understood. Okay, so now for d8 and d9 you have to check. For d8 and d9 you have to check whether the complex is going to be tetrahedral or it is going to be square planar, right? See, if that depends upon the ligand. Okay, that depend upon ligand. If the ligand is a strong field ligand, if ligand is strong field ligand, then that is going to cause pairing. If pairing is going to happen, then that would cause square planar structure to exist. That case we have discussed here, right? In NiCN4 2 negative, this was the case of D8 system, and here pairing was happening. Due to that we were getting DsP2 hybridization and square planar geometry. But if the ligand is a weak field ligand, then pairing will not happen and will get sp3 hybridization and tetrahedral geometry. So for D8 and D9 system, the geometry of given complex will depend upon the type of ligand, whether the ligand is strong field or a weak field ligand. If ligand is a strong field ligand, then geometry is going to be square planar. If the ligand is a weak field ligand, then the geometry is going to be tetrahedral. Okay, so this is all about the geometries of the coordination number 4 complexes, right? For D10 it is very obvious, all the d orbitals will be filled, right? So naturally for D10 what will happen? There will be sp3 hybridization and tetrahedral geometry. So for coordination number 4 complexes, first you have to look for the D configuration. If the D configuration is from D0 to D7 except for this one, or D10, then the complex is going to be tetrahedral. Otherwise, if it is having D8 or D9 electronic configuration, then you have to check for the type of ligand, that the ligand is strong field or a weak field ligand. If it is strong field, then the geometry is going to be square planar. If it is weak field ligand, then the geometry is going to be tetrahedral. Why? Because strong field ligands causes pairing and weak field ligand do not cause any pairing. That we have seen in this example, right? Here strong field ligand was present causing pairing, here weak field ligand was present, was not causing any pairing. Okay, so this is all about the complexes having coordination number 4. Okay, so in the next video, first we'll be going to discuss 1 or 2 more complexes, giving you some more conclusions. Okay, and after that we'll discuss about the limitations, and then we'll move on to the crystal field theory. So far that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching.